Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Rowell. Alright, we got a little bit better of sleep last night than I did the night before, just because I think I'm finally, over the excitement of getting this new job. It was also kind of a nice night to sleep last night because there was a nice steady rain all night, and that kind of helps kind of soothe things a little bit too. Had a couple of good, nice thunderclaps that woke me up in the middle of the night, but you know what, that happens. That's just something I'm gonna have to get used to in Texas. But it was a lot of fun. I was looking at the rain gauge this morning, and we got about 4 inches of rain out of this storm, so that was a good one. It didn't really rain terribly hard at all, but it was kind of a nice steady rain over a long period of time, and that's always kind of fun to do. Now, I did end up having my sleep interrupted a little bit this morning. We had a little bit more excitement in the apartment. I don't know all the details yet, but it started about 6 or 6:30 this morning. I heard people screaming and crying outside the apartment, and you know what? I've kind of gotten used to that a little bit. There's domestic disturbances that happen every once in a while. Somebody gets in a fight, and it usually winds up in a few minutes. But this went on for an hour, hour and a half. I started hearing sirens approaching the area, and about 7:30 I said, okay, I just got to get up and see what's going on. And like I said, I don't know all the details, but it seems that somebody in the apartment died last night. I don't know the circumstances, but I know the police were here, and I know that they had crime scene investigation people. So I don't know if it was a murder, I don't know if it was a suicide, I don't know if it was a drug OD. I don't have any information on that, but this is just another piece of evidence that tells me it's time to get out of this place. And so I'm so glad that the job is coming up, that things are moving in that direction, and that when my lease is up in July, I am out of here. So, like I said, I'll give you more information if I hear anything. But yeah, that was the excitement of what happened this morning. So I don't know. It's definitely affected that family pretty seriously, because I was out kind of watching a little bit, and there were family members filing in and out of the apartment over the period of about an hour, hour and a half that I was kind of keeping tabs on things. And I've got to figure it's someone died, because I know there was an ambulance here, and I watched the ambulance drive away with nobody in it. And then shortly after, like I said, crime scene investigations started arriving, and they were taking pictures, and the police were filing in and out of there, and all that. So I don't know, something really bad here happened last night, and like I said, it's just further evidence that it's time to get out of this place. The only thing other that I have to deal with today, I have an appointment right now to go down sometime yesterday, today, or tomorrow. I have to go down and pee in a cup to prove that I'm not a drug addict for this new job. And I think I'm going to do that today just to get it out of the way. And then I can start focusing on getting ready to go back to California. I want to be in California next week sometime, just so my parents are supposed to move about the middle of next week. And I'd like to be there when that happens, just so I can kind of supervise things. I think what's going to happen, my sister and my sister's also coming out. She's supposed to arrive on like Sunday, I think. And she's going to be there for a few days, and I'm probably going to try and get there on Monday and be there through the move. And what they want to do is, my sister and my mom want to be in the apartment when the movers come in and start moving stuff out, which means they kind of need somebody just to be around the house when that end of things is happening. So I'll probably end up doing house duty while they're picking out where things get moved into the apartment. So we got that going too, and that's going to be part of the task over the next few days. So I'm going to prepare for the next trip to California. Hopefully this will be the last one for a while, because we'll get my parents more settled into a new place. I actually spent a significant amount of time yesterday talking to both my parents, and my father is doing better. I spent probably 45 minutes on the phone with him. Basically he was really out of it for a couple of days. My mom actually described him one time she went in there as being like seemingly comatose. Now, I still kind of get conflicting information between them about what's going on. My mom's convinced the problem is that he's not taking his medicine, but my dad was swearing up one side and down the other that he's accepted the fact that he's got to take that, even though it has unpleasant side effects, because he'd rather have the unpleasant side effects than have to spend time in the hospital. And he was just claiming that the people at the rehab facility weren't giving him all that. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but the doctor's kind of looking at the issue and trying to figure out what's going on. And it seems like, at least for a while, my mom's going to move into the apartment and stay there by herself while my father kind of tries to stabilize whatever it is that's going on. Now, we did spend a whole bunch of time, most of the time my dad and I spoke last night was us talking about this new job of mine, because he's very interested in that and wanted to know all the details. And that's an important thing, because he wants to make sure that I'm doing well out here and going to be able to support myself. And I think that takes a little pressure off of him also, when he knows that I'm in a better situation than I was. So we spent a whole bunch of time talking about that. He wanted to know, all the ins and outs and what it was I thought I was going to be doing, and the details of the job. How much I was going to be making, how many hours I was going to be getting, 401k benefits, all that fun stuff. And so, like I said, we talked for a while, and he seemed good again. That's how it is. It's just kind of up and down with him. Sometimes when he's in really bad shape, and other times he's not. Now I heard yesterday that he's going to have another paracentesis. Either going to have one last night or today, and that should help a little bit, make him feel a little bit better too. And they are, kind of making sure that he is eating properly, and I think that was also a factor. He told me, that in addition to not giving him his medicine when he was at the rehab facility, apparently they didn't have the stuff in stock, and they wouldn't let him bring in his own medicine from home. Apparently he had his own dose of it, but they wouldn't let him take that for some reason. So I don't know what's going on there, but he's in the hospital. He's under the supervision of his family doctor, and that's really the best place for him to be right now until we get this under control. But like I said, he's improving again, and it's just kind of ups and downs, and we're just going to have to figure out what it is until we can stabilize the medicine and get everything under control. But that's what you got to do. You just got to play it by ear and take it day by day. So probably end up seeing him when I go back to visit California next week, and then I'll get a little bit more first-hand information and figure out how this is all moving forward. So anyway, that's the latest I have for you right now. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.